going on, people? It's your boy Nando. You know what it is. It's the Pound for Pound Boxing Show in association with Seconds Out Coffee. Today, I've got a very special guest. He's the man that's going to be fighting Tommy Fury on August 28th on the Jake Paul Tyrone Woodley undercard. It's Anthony Taylor live from Puerto Rico right now. Let's get Anthony right now live.
Yo, what's up? What's up?
How you doing, champ?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
Good. Just want to say thank you for taking your time to speak to us today.
Anytime.
How's camp? How's things going?
Camp is good. I can't complain. I feel great. I look great. I am great. I'm the great.
Amazing. Champ, I want to get straight into it. Obviously, this week, the big announcement that both Daniel Dubois and Tommy Fury will be making their US debuts on your friends undercard, Jake Paul and Tyrone Woodley. You was announced as Tommy Fury's opponent. Tell us how you came into the scene. How did that get presented to you? And why Anthony Taylor?
Well, I came into this camp mainly just for Jake being his main sparring partner for a bout with Tyron. Initially, when I came here, I was going to be here for about 2 weeks to help him out because I had 2 MMA fights lined up that was potentially going to get me to the UFC. One for July 3rd and one for August 1st. So as I came in between, I canceled my July 3rd card for Jake to stay, and he wanted me to stay a little longer. I said, okay, cool. So I ended up canceling the Cage Warrior fight August 1st just because I had some disputes. I didn't like what Cage Warriors was doing with the matchmaking. So I canceled that fight. And then Jake gave me the opportunity. He's like, hey, you want to make a name for yourself? You want to change your life? Here's an opportunity I want to give you a once-in-a-lifetime type of chance. I'm saying, okay, great. Let me take the opportunity. And he was like, have you heard of Tommy? I was like, yeah, I know Tommy Fury. He's like, I want you to fight him on my undercard. I said, okay, let's do it.
When he presented that to you, did you know that there was beef between them two? Did you know anything, the story behind it?
Yeah, I mean, I manifested this day. I manifested that time this day was going to happen. If you go on my Twitter and you look back, I believe either May 30, 31st or July 1st, you see that I called Tommy Fury out. I said, hey, Tommy, stop fighting these bums to come fight me. Because who was he supposed to fight? But then ended up switching up his opponent. He was supposed to fight Andy Bishop. That was his original opponent. Andy Bishop was 0 wins, 14 losses. They canceled that fight because he took heat by media, by the UK press, and they brought in a guy on a 2-day notice to fight this guy who was 2-0, to fight Tommy. He's like, come on, bro. Give a man a full camp. You over here fighting guys who are 0-14 to build your record. These are no more than glorified sparring matches.
So obviously people know you in the MMA world. At the moment, you've won 4 fights in a row so far. You're undefeated in 4 fights.
5 fights.
5 fights, my bad. And obviously people saw your first boxing fight in a controversial split decision loss. It should have went your way. Why did you transcend into the boxing world as well? Was it something that you always wanted to do?
When I did my first fight?
Yeah.
Well, that was in 2017. I believe I was going through a really tough time during when I had mental health issues. I want to say mental health issues, but I was spiraling down a path of darkness. I took a fight on 2 weeks' notice just to make $700 because I needed rent or I was going to lose my spot. They was like, hey, you want to make some money? I'm like, sure. I need, I'm behind 2 months worth of rent. So I took it on the fight. I didn't train, against a hometown crowd guy. And the guy went off to become 6-2, that was a time of my life, but I do have boxing experience. I've been boxing since I was 18. A lot of people don't know. I didn't get into MMA till I was 25. It's just I fell in love with MMA more than boxing. And, most people think, oh, you're an MMA fighter. You guys forgetting I'm a boxer and wrestler. Those are my martial arts, boxing and wrestling. I spar 4 days a week at boxing gyms with professional boxers. People just think, oh, I'm just an MMA fighter and I grapple. Like, no, I'm not a Muay Thai fighter. I'm not an American kickboxer or Dutch kickboxer. I'm a boxer and I mix it up with the ground game of wrestling, you know? So a lot of people just look at it different. And people look at this whole fight differently because Tommy Fury is only 5 inches taller than me. That's that much taller than me. And that's what everybody's underestimating me. Just because he's 5 inches taller than me, you know, I'm his only real opponent he's ever going to fight. How are you going to call yourself a fighter if you're fighting guys who are 10 and 126 losses and you go all 4 rounds with this guy? You're fighting guys who are 0 and 26, 2 and 26, 0 and 11, 0 and 9. Then you almost fought a guy 0 and 14. You know, where's the credibility to your wins? You're not considered a real fighter, but you're a fighter going into that cage. I respect that. But you're not a real fighter.
You say you was in a dark place at that time and only 2 weeks notice for that fight. But
2 days notice. 2 days notice.
2 days notice, and you did
2 days.
amazing. So the what your fans are waiting for is to see you in a full camp. How you fight. The thing about with Tommy Fury is it's not his height, it's his freakish long arms. He's got that reach advantage that makes it awkward. My question is, how do you train for someone like that?
I mean, I'm 5'7", right? Jake Paul is 6'2". Jake Paul's not 6'1", he's 6'2". Let's be honest right here, right? Jake called me for a reason in this camp. He could have called anybody, any fighter, MMA fighter, boxer in the world, but he called me for a reason. If you get beat up by Jake Paul or any other body in sparring, they're going to send your ass home. But I stayed for a reason. If Jake is beating me up, it's no point to keep me there. I'm not giving him good work. I'm not getting him better. I'm not helping him out with his fight. But the fact that I'm staying longer than expected tells you what it is. You know, I train with taller guys. AJ is like 6 feet tall. You know, Joey Davis, 6 feet tall. You know, I train with Rampage. You know, I train with kickboxers and stuff. I go to boxing gyms like Jackrabbit, Lightning Boxing Club. Everybody I fought in, you have to factor in, everybody I fought in MMA has always been 5'11", 6 feet tall. Tommy's height or even taller. There's no difference why I can't get in with some 10-ounce gloves if I'm getting in on people when I'm getting in on people in 4-ounce gloves and they're 6 feet. You know, everybody got a height and reach advantage over me. I'm 5'6". I'm the same height as Patricio Pitbull. You know, there's no difference. Boxing ain't no difference. It's just I can't grab you. You know, I'm more conditioned. I've been in camp since May 1st. You know, it's nothing that I haven't seen from Tommy that I haven't seen from everybody else. Tommy has no weapons. He doesn't scare me. I'm like, yo, this is an easy paycheck for me. Easy fight. You know, I've been sparring guys a lot bigger than this dude. You know, he doesn't scare me. The reason why he's only relevant because Tyson brought his name up this year. We didn't even know Tyson had a brother until he brought his name up. Oh, my brother Tommy's a boxer. Oh, okay, cool. Where was he at when he was making his pro debut as a boxer, fighting 10 guys with 10 wins and 126 losses?
Can you see this fight going the distance?
Hell no. Someone get knocked out, and it definitely ain't me. That's why I'm called a pretty boy, because I don't get touched, man. You know, we all know MMA is a brutal sport, right? MMA is a brutal sport. And you're going to get battered, beaten up faster in the cage than you are in a boxing ring. I don't get touched when I'm in that cage. And I don't get touched when I'm in sparring. So definitely I'm going to put it on Tommy. Second round TKO, referee stoppage. He's going to gas up. He's a big ogre. He's a meathead. He's talking about I'm 155. Bro, I walk around at 190. What are you talking about? I cut down to 55. I struggle to make 155. But guess what? You're contracted to fight at 180. So you're coming down losing 30 pounds, buddy. And you better make that weight because I swear to God, you're going to have a hard fight if you don't make that weight.
My question is, I read a story about how you and Jake became friends. So obviously, you guys weren't friends at first. You challenged him to sparring, and then somehow, with the bad blood, you became friends. How did that happen?
I was talking, with Donna Corby at the time. Still was with MMA Island, I believe he still is. I'm not sure. Um, he was messaging Jake Paul's um, boxing coach. I didn't know it was his boxing coach at the time. I was like, "Hey, Jake's dodging me. Tell him to stop fighting people and fight me." So BJ Flores was like, "Hey, Jake don't dodge nobody. If you want a piece of Jake, come to Miami and spar him." Then I'm like, "You sure?" He's like, "Yep." So next week I fly to Miami. I'm thinking like, man, they about to kill me. They about to jump me, talking all this smack. So I show up. There go Jake. I spar Jake. We get some good work in. Shook my hand. Have a good one. We had our little. I wouldn't say Jake didn't really engage. He just answered the question the way he felt he answered. I can't be mad at him. It's to build up for fight. I don't care about that. It doesn't faze me. I had my difference. He has a difference. We're squashed. We're family now. It is what it is. Uh, Jake called me back for a reason. Obviously, I did something right the first time we sparred for him to bring me back. He could have brought in someone who's a better fighter than me in MMA. He could have brought in Usman. You know what I'm saying? He could have brought in Kevin Gastelum or somebody, stuff like that, or any other MMA fighter, Kobe Covington, Dustin Poirier. He could have called those guys, but he called me. Obviously, I did something right. Right. You know, um, me and Tyron has similar styles. If you think about it, we come from our same striking coach, Antonio McKee. Antonio has known Tyron for probably 10 to 13 years. You know, I learned all my striking from Antonio McKee. So obviously I did something wrong. Right. And Tyron probably have a similar style that emulates that. But I don't know Tyron. I've never trained with the guy. I've never met the guy. So I can care less if he's fighting Jake or whoever's fighting. He doesn't put money in my pocket.
With this fight, obviously compared to when you first sparred Jake, compared to now, how much has he improved?
I tell people this: Jake is no longer a YouTuber, no more. He's a professional boxer. He's professional. The guy puts in so many hours. For a guy who trains for 3 years, he put in the hours that equals up to 6 years for a guy who's been learning. The guy trains 3 times a day, and he's diligent. He's writing goals down. He's achieving these many goals. He's manifesting these goals, and he's done really well. The guy can crack. The guy got cardio. And the guy can move. A lot of people are underestimating him, saying, "Oh, he's a YouTuber." Hell, thank God, no one brought me up about it. Like, hey, I used to be a stripper before I got into MMA. No one's brought that up. Everybody's bringing up the fact that that Jake Paul is a YouTuber, Disney kid going to boxing, but no one brought up, hey, Anthony was a stripper, got into MMA and boxing. No one's brought that up. So,
sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it. No, you're good.
I was gonna say, if you was a betting man, obviously not to be biased, what's your prediction for this fight, Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley?
Um, it can go either way. As far as Jake winning, if Tyron gasses out, he'll be done probably in the 6th. But I'm assuming Jake wins by unanimous.
Do you think Jake wants to make a statement in not in the division, but in the boxing world by taking out a legend in the MMA world?
No, absolutely. He's making a statement. You step in that ring with any guy under professional bout rules, you're considered a professional. But it's all about who you fighting. What type of credibility are you doing that you're fighting? You gotta give it up to Jake. Jake's fought in his last two fights, been two world champion, high caliber fighters in the world of mixed martial arts. You're dealing with the Ben Askren, who is a champion in three organizations such as Bellator, one championship. Not just two. I'm sorry, not three. And you're dealing with Tyron, who's a Hall of Famer in the UFC, multiple defending champion in the UFC, and the man has put his dues in. Jake is out there doing it, you know.
Win or lose for Tommy, right? Obviously, in your mind, it's you're gonna win this fight. But me sitting on the fence, I have to say it how it is. Win or lose for Tommy. Can you ever see this Jake fight happening between him and Tommy Fury? In your opinion?
No, squash. It'll never happen. Jake don't care about Tommy. He don't give a damn. He's never even heard of Tommy until this year, until Tyson said his name. To be honest with you, he doesn't care. Jake has about 6 other people lined up. I'm not going to say names, but he has 6 other people lined up who are bigger than Tommy. Bigger following, bigger names.
Is Conor McGregor one of them?
Hey, you said it, not me. You know, I'm just saying, like, would people rather see him fight Tommy or Conor McGregor?
The McGregor fight's a big fight.
Would people want to see him? Would people want to see him fight Nate Diaz or Tommy Fury?
That's the thing. Tommy needs to make a name for himself in the US.
Exactly.
Maybe that can happen.
You know, would people want to see? Would people want Jake to see him fight Leon Edwards? You know, over Tommy Fury? Absolutely. You know, so I'm saying names that are irrelevant. That has nothing to do with Jake. I'm just saying high level strikers. You know, high level strikers. I'm not saying they're on Jake's list, but I'm saying those are names in the high level striking categories. Jake's are fighting high caliber fighters, opposed to what time he's fighting. Bar bums that you're paying off. You're paying these guys off to lose matches. Who's sanctioning these type of matches? I don't get it. Now, if you want to make a decent living, like £6 a month taking dives against prospects, hey, that's a decent living. You can do that.
Let's talk about your career. Obviously, after this fight, is your aim still what you told me at the beginning of the interview, that you wanna have another few fights to get into the UFC? Is that the main goal for you, or do you want to stay in the boxing world as well?
You know, win or lose on this fight, which I will win, I have to go back to my team. You know, who knows what can happen? I might get a rematch. I might find somebody else. I might go somewhere else and fight. I might, but if I win this fight, just know you won't see me in the next 2 more years fighting MMA.
Wow. If, let's say, and I want to say something positive here, when you make it to the UFC, because I believe you can, not calling anyone out, who's a name that you would love to fight in the UFC?
If I had to pick right now, Sugar Sean. I just think he's full of shit. He'll have to catch me at a catch weight. He's full of shit, bro. He's fighting. You don't fight contenders and he act like he's a contender. He's just a 135 pounder acting like he a 55 pounder. I don't like that. You flashy and all that, but you ain't fought nobody real, homie. You know what I'm saying? You ain't fought no gangster. Somebody who ain't afraid to take a punch and punch you back. That's why he keeps fighting those guys that's not in the top 15. But when a guy who's a top 15 guy beats him, look what happens when he broke his leg. The guy obviously is a top 15 fighter. Am I right or wrong? Chino, whatever his name? Yeah.
Do you know what? Sugar Shane, that'll be a great fight between you two.
Oh, I'll smash him.
The face-off, that'll be great.
Yeah, I'll definitely smash him. You see what happens when he fought a top 15 guy, broke his leg, and got beat up.
You being from the MMA world, obviously, I want your take on, and just going away from boxing for a bit, what happened with McGregor. Can you see the fourth fight happening?
With me and McGregor?
No, McGregor and Dustin.
No, it's not going to happen, bro. Justin just has the edge over him, period. Justin's just going to take his ass down, beat him up, and he's just going to wear it. Conor's a one-trick pony. A lot of people don't know, like, in Conor's early matchup stages, they were all set up, designed for him to win. Think about it. He fought nothing but strikers. And when he fought one wrestler, look what happened when he fought Chad Mendes. Even though Chad Mendes lost, but Chad Mendes took it on a 2-week notice, no camp. If you think about it, Chad Mendes had 2 weeks to prepare for the fight. And Conor was getting the crap beat out of him. And Chad was going to win the fight if he didn't gas out. But, you know, it's the hurt business, the fight game. Anything happens in the MMA. It's not like boxing where it's obviously a one-sided match going on.
Do you think McGregor's gonna retire now?
Personally, no. I think he's too much of a glory whore. If you're not saying his name, he's gonna keep on coming. But he'll definitely go into boxing.
With Jake, right?
Who knows? Maybe with Jake, maybe with Pacquiao, maybe with Floyd, maybe, you never know what's gonna happen.
Brilliant. We look forward to that. Anthony, before I let you go, I want to say thank you again for joining us today. And a final message for your fans and a final message for Tommy Fury.
Hey, for all my fans, thank you guys, especially from the fans in the UK who hate me. Thank you guys. I understand I'm 5'7". It's okay, but thank you. Tommy Fury, you're a big ogre. You're a big, pretty ogre. You look better than your girlfriend. Such a must say that. Hey, thank you guys for the opportunity, and like I said, I hope you had an easy weight cut, because if not, your ass is mine. And thank you all.
What can we expect on August 28th, Anthony?
Second round TKO.
Okay, we look forward to the fight. And I want to say thank you for joining us again. And I hope we get to speak to you soon, and especially after the fight as well. And good luck on August 28th.
Thank you. I appreciate it.